All right, everybody, thank you and welcome to the live stream. Let's hope this time we've been making some improvements on the setup. Hopefully I'll be able to actually see the things that are happening. Copy video URL. And for this, it's gonna be a very brief because I gotta jump in about 20 minutes. It's gonna be less than 25 minutes, but in about 20 minutes, I gotta jump. And this is what's going on. We hired an overseas developers back in India, and they did a fantastic job on getting the MVP ready for a production site. I'll try to reserve myself. I know that it's gonna pop up on the project review and everything, but there are a lot of things that are to be desired. And first and foremost, a couple of things. Never criticize the person. Always criticize the thing or the activity that they did. First of all, I have to thank them because they've done a fantastic job delivering the product. In fact, and for almost nothing. The purpose of the product was to create some sort of Fiverr platform, and like Yellow Pages, it was more like Yelp, a very basic version of it. And it took about a year to more or less have it, and less than $3,000. For that price, believe me, you will not get anything like that. Of course, you could think like today, oh, why didn't you vibe coded it or send it? Because guys, even if you don't believe it, the tools it's now that they have been becoming like really good and much more dependent. I would say that after Sonnet and Opus 4.5 came out, 4.6 level, it's when it actually began drastically changing the output. We all know that it was like when 3.5, 3.7 with Cursor that everything improved, but like now you know for confidence that they can one-shot things for sure. And we're going to be reviewing the code because I have to share this with the founder. I have a very minority stake in the company, but I am kind of responsible for the tech portion of the site. I'm going to talk about splitting differences and more in further posts if that ever happens, but I want to audit the code because there's a lot of things that we need to address. And I'm going to open OneNote, can be anywhere, or no, I'm no, on the contrary, I'm going to open Google, no, because then I'll have to expose the URL. I don't want that. I'm going to open my OneNote and I'm going to say Edge feedback, and I'm going to be writing all the things that I'm finding. And Alexa, set alarm 16 minutes.
16-minute alarm set for 7:27 p.m.
One of the things that I miss about the OneNote from Windows is the edge that you kind of like drag things around and copy and paste them, which makes it really. Give me 1 second, because I can I reshare this? Can I repost? But whenever I repost, maybe later, I'm going to post again the live stream, live studio, new live stream, and no, new live stream, no. Go back to the live stream, post live stream on X, and instead it's on the software engineering public group. Let's put it there. And I'm just gonna copy and paste. No. Code review. I want a full stack. There's a lot of room for improvement. Oh no, I was signed out. Oh, of course. And crap. This always happens. I think I gotta automate this as well. I gotta automate. I gotta automate. It takes a very long time. X can do a much better job. Okay, I'm gonna post this on the software engineering group. Let's give it another shot. Post all. Oop, we already said that. Okay. I think it went. I think it went through. Let's see my profile. Yeah. Okay, it went through. So we're gonna be giving feedback to the code base. It's currently divided into two different repos, which is, guys, come on, completely fine. Of course, nowadays you would have something in a mono repo because technically, whenever you're building a web app, you have platforms like Next.js, the React Router, formerly known as Remix, and the 10 stack. And we're gonna come here to my programming folder. I'm gonna say services, and we're gonna open both sites. Actually, will I be able to do this? I think I'm gonna open them in set. Give me 1 second. This is from another project. I'm gonna say set edge website. Configure the folder here for set. You can change add to existing open a new window. Okay. Here we have the project. Oh, interesting. Interesting. This is really cool, by the way. I love this. This is really cool. A notification bar that I saw on X Twitter right now, and it's actually doing real well. So we need to be very careful on not leaking the environments. This is going to be very dangerous. But anyways, the first thing I love when checking the repository is going to the package.json, because in here we can see what is the stack basically. And I don't know and design what is the latest version, but I think that we can automate this. Say, okay, we are gonna launch Pi. We're also gonna be using Kimi K3 to vary and spice things a little bit. I'm gonna say, I want you to analyze package.json and let me know which packages are outdated or are obsolete. I'm gonna refer it. I'm gonna send it. The out of the gate, I know a couple of things because I have been working on this project. Is that one, they are using React Native app, create React Native app, which is obsolete and needs to be updated. There are two paths that are currently viable. One is to upgrade to the Vite package, and I think that there is a transformer for that. And the second one is to upgrade the entire application for either 10 stack, Next.js, or React Router. In order of preference, I would rather go with 10 stack just because it's so much less code that you have to write. Then I would choose React Router and finally Next.js. It's because it's very simple. I love simplicity, and front end applications shouldn't even like begin having like JavaScript a lot. But this application, I would take it because you got like chat parts, you got a series of things, and it makes it much more dynamic. Now that we sent that thing running, there are a couple of things, and we're gonna come here into the source, go to the app.js. Of course, the fact that it doesn't use TypeScript, it isn't necessarily a bad thing. Oh my God, how time has changed. Like 10 years ago, you would talk about this and everybody would just send you to hell. And okay, we got the user installation, React IE18 next. I personally prefer using Lingui. It's much more developer friendly. I know it can get really big, but we're gonna get that one a pass. I'm gonna go to the route provider. Nope, that's not the router. Okay. Router provider. React router DOM. I don't remember about React router DOM. Let me see. Declarative routing for React web application. Is it? Oh, this is a React router. Oh, they have React router. Oh. Oh. So it's just so it's better. So they just you need to update to React router. Okay, even better. Even better, just upgrade React router to the latest version and upgrade to V. And AI agents should be capable of doing this. That's good. Those are very good news. Those are very good news. And yeah, it can work on single page application mode. It's not the way that I prefer because you lose the server side rendering, which improves a lot the first content full pane and first page load. Come here then to the index.js, and we have some of the process environment. I think something that I like to do, and I'm gonna add this as recommendations. Recommendations. Move all environment variables to a single env file. The second thing is to use JS docs, at least for some of the components, because it's gonna get you some type safety. It's not perfect, but it does a fantastic job, to be honest, when you define the structure and everything. So that's one thing. Sass, okay. There's a lot that we can already do with normal CSS. Sass is still a solid choice. I'm not checking the code directly because how these people work, just to give you some example, is that they work for a very long time and then they build modules. They already have code that they've written. They just adapt it for their clients. Of course, they built this many moons ago. This code is probably from 2018. Kid you not. This would be like an app that you would have built in 2018. But today it's wildly different. We got so many things different. Okay, the app. We're gonna go to the app. Router provider, the router. Object dot values. Create browser router. Navigation, lazy component. Got suspense. Okay, this is the API that I actually worked because we didn't have any services we were calling directly, and that should be an improvement. We got the assets, components, which are okay. This is a preference. This is something that this is why there it varies a lot to people. When we go to components, there are several ways that you can structure your application. React and many other libraries and frameworks, except for Angular, doesn't make you follow a structure, and that's a two-edged sword because then everybody can just be placing everything everywhere. And one methodology that I've been following now for a while has been atomic design, which basically allows you to create like a series of layers, and the nomenclature that you use it's based on atoms. That you got like atoms, molecules, organisms, and templates. Basically, it's a tiered system in which atoms should be the simplest thing, molecules should be a combination of atoms, organisms. But to make the long story short, that works in theory. In practice, in reality, you still have a lot of mess. In fact, I've become to prefer a flatless structure over time. I do think that there are a lot of values on separating like very simple components like text, buttons, probably like some sort of layout or jumbotron, however you want to say it, because that can be reused a lot and could be composed into different components like button icons, images, and so on and so forth. But the other components, it's generally a mess. It's generally a mess. like there's a blurry line between an organism and a molecule, and also when you're passing JSON to a template which is supposed to be something composable, it also becomes a mess to navigate, because then you want to edit a piece of text and you don't know where the hell that piece of text is. You already define a JSON chain which not necessarily reflects the name. And something that is very simple to do is to use Lingui, which using macros, you write the actual text in the component and it gets extracted to a PO file, which has all the mappings of all the languages there, and it makes the code navigation much simpler, much simpler. Yes, it's a little bit more tight, it's a little bit more coupled, but hey, I think we need to redefine a lot the concept of coupling, especially because we have now LLMs that are able to navigate and edit and refactor a lot of parts of the code. That many times now, like coupling two components, maybe it isn't as bad as it sounds. Yes, you reduce a lot the testing capabilities, but that's for another moment. But in the front end, sometimes it's just better because it's more explicit, it's more visual, you're able to identify the component easier, and believe it or not, you can structure it in such a way that it can expand, especially if it's a single use component. I think that's a perfect trade-off. Now let's see, these were the things that I was using. Bottom navigation. Okay, this is direct feedback of the code. About capacitor, I'm seeing now the result from Pi, and I know capacitor is deprecated, right? If I recall correctly. Or not? No? Oh, wait. Important announcement. Ionics. Uh, 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 uh. The customer is all and a commercial product service, including a user will gain a multi-year process to continue maintenance and support services, right? Reaffirming our commitment to open source. Of the out systems. Let me, I don't remember now. Can you please confirm on the web and let me know if the capacitor is deprecated and should no longer be used? So in here, we should definitely upgrade. Upgrade packages to their latest version. Also enable React compiler, which is an incredible win. And business card. You know what's the problem? That looking at the code directly, now that I'm thinking about, it's not the right way to approach this. I should do it at the reverse. I should look at the site first, see how it's getting rendered, and then making all the adjustments from there. Because that's how you end up knowing whether things are good or not. Guys, I'll have to end up the stream. Thank you very much for tuning in, because I gotta go, and we're gonna improve the streams little by little. Thanks a bunch.